What is up, winning team? And hello and welcome back to our current book series, Beyond the Veil, exploring the bubble theory and the fourth dimension. A beginner's journey into higher dimensions and modern physics, written by Jamil Chamberlain. If you guys want to get involved with why we're doing all of this, figure out the previous chapters. We're going on to chapter 7 today. The full playlist is linked in the description box below, and the link to buy the book is also in the description box below if you'd like to purchase it for yourself. Today we're in chapter 7, Bubbles in the Fourth Dimension. So we finished off in chapter 6, which you can go and see in the previous video in the playlist, talking about the S energy field explained, which are the unique, according to the bubble theory, the unique signatures that decipher the difference between each of the various bubbles, each bubble being its own universe. Go and figure that out, guys, for yourselves, and hear it for yourselves, or read the book for yourselves. I'm a big believer in studying everything for yourselves. You guys know I always say that whenever I tell you guys about stuff. I'll read it with you, as I've done many other books. I'll tell you how where I got them and whatever. But I'm just giving you my opinion. You're a lifelong learner. Be a critical thinker. Take accountability for your own knowledge. It's not my job to have to tell anybody to do the due diligence for yourself. So do your own due diligence. Okay, so we're in chapter 7, Bubbles in the Fourth Dimension. Unveiling the S energy field. At the core of the bubble theory lies the enigmatic S energy field, right? This field permeates the fourth spatial dimension, acting as the medium through which S energy signatures propagate. Understanding this field is essential to grasping how bubbles form, maintain their integrity, and potentially interact. What is the S energy field, right? So a higher dimensional medium, the S energy field exists in the fourth spatial dimension beyond our direct perception. It's a carrier of signatures. It facilitates the propagation of unique S energy signatures that define each bubble. An analogy to electromagnetic field, just as the electromagnetic field allows for the transmission of light and radio waves, the S energy field enables the existence of bubbles in higher dimensions. Okay, visualizing the S energy field. The ocean analogy. Imagine the fourth dimension as a vast ocean. The S energy field is the water itself. Within the ocean, waves or various frequencies travel. Representative different S energy signatures. Each bubble is like a boat on the ocean, buoyed and moved by its own unique wave. Waves as signatures. Okay, so let's read that again. Imagine the fourth dimension as a vast ocean. The S energy field is the water itself. Within this ocean, so the S energy field itself, right? Within the ocean, waves of various frequencies travel, representing different S energy signatures. Each bubble is like a boat on the ocean, buoyed and moved by its unique wave. Waves as signatures. The unique patterns of waves correspond to the unique S energy signatures of each bubble. Boats as bubbles. Each boat navigates the ocean independently, carried by its wave, much like bubbles exist within the S energy field. So we've gone into musical harmony. This is so interesting. Consider an orchestra where each instrument plays a different note. The air, analogous to the S energy field, carries these notes simultaneously without the sounds interfering destructively. Each note maintains its distinct identity while contributing to the overall harmony. Air as the medium. Just as air carries sound waves, the S energy field carries S energy signatures. Unique notes. Each instrument's note represents a bubble's unique signature. Harmonies coexist. The notes coexist and create harmony, similar to how bubbles coexist within the field. Oh, this makes so much sense. Properties of the S energy field. So, pervasive, it exists everywhere in the fourth dimension, underlying all bubbles. Dynamic, the field can exhibit fluctuations and variations, potentially influencing bubble behavior. And the binding mechanism, it holds the matter within a bubble together, ensuring structural integrity in higher dimensions. So yeah, just kind of expanding now on this concept of this fourth dimension. What does it actually mean? And honestly, this is kind of insane to think about. I'm not going to lie. Like in terms of the universe, I have a lot of questions, some of which I've already written down, which I will be, and some more to come. How S energy signatures bind matter. The S energy signature of a bubble determines how its matter is organized and maintained. Unique vibrations. The signature causes matter within the bubble to vibrate at specific frequencies, aligning it with the S energy field. Cohesion. This alignment creates a cohesive force that binds particles together, similar to how magnetic fields can align and hold magnetic materials. Stability. The consistent vibration ensures that the bubble's stability within the fourth dimension. So this is where it's gonna start to get really interesting, right? So I think we formed a really strong foundation, essentially, of what these S energy fields are, it's so cool. So this is just so interesting. Interplay between bubbles and the S energy field. Non-interference through orthogonality. In mathematical terms, orthogonality refers to functions or vectors being perpendicular, resulting in zero interaction. In the bubble theory, orthogonal signatures, each bubble's S energy signature is orthogonal to others, preventing interference. Okay, mathematical parallel. Just as orthogonal waves don't interfere, bubbles with unique signatures coexist without affecting one another. Okay, this is interesting. Potential for interaction. While orthogonality maintains separation, certain conditions might lead to interaction. So we talked about this before, how and I think it was called the non-interference principle, if I'm not mistaken, that due to all the various things that have been mentioned here and also in the previous chapters, on a normal day, there's that all of these bubbles will exist independently and will not interlink or anything like that. So signature overlap. If two bubble signatures become less orthogonal, i.e. more similar, they might begin to interact. Or field fluctuations, changes in the S energy field could cause temporary overlaps or resonances between bubbles. So something in the system has to be shifted. And I guess we're going to get onto what might be shifting those things. Because again, they're operating at different wavelengths, different frequencies. Energy and frequency, the connection. Drawing from physics, energy and frequency are closely related. Higher frequency corresponds to higher energy. Yeah. Higher bubble energies. A bubble's stability depends on its S energy level, which correlates with its signature's frequency. Energy fluctuations. Variations in energy could alter a bubble's signature, potentially affecting its interaction with others. So here we got on to everyday analogies to clarify concepts. I like this. So we've got a few examples of a few analogies here, one of which is going to be Wi-Fi networks and the other is color frequency. So first of all, Wi-Fi networks. In a crowded area, multiple Wi-Fi networks operate simultaneously without significant interference because they use different channels, frequencies. Right. Networks as bubbles. Each network represents a bubble with a unique S energy. Channels as signatures. The specific frequency channel ensures signal remains distinct. And non-interference, devices connect to their intended network without cross-talk. Color frequencies. Visible light. I guess it's kind of like when you log into your Wi-Fi, and obviously if I go into Wi-Fi now, I'm assuming this is what he means, it will pop up with all the different Wi-Fi networks that are within the vicinity, the area, but obviously in order, each has its own individual signature, i.e. I'll have to log in with different passwords for different ones, although they're all existing in the same space, perhaps. Interesting. Color frequencies. Visible light comprises different colors, each with its own frequency. Color as signatures. Each color represents a different S energy signature. Light through a prism. A prism separates white light into distinct colors, analogous to distinguishing between bubbles. Okay, got it. Coexistence of colors. All colors exist within the same beam of light without interfering. I.e., what it's saying here is either the colors, they coexist in the same beam of light without interfering. So when you put light through a prism, it separates the white light, what looks like white light. The colors are actually separate. The prism is actually exposing the fact that they are not interacting with each other. They are distinguished. They are independent of each other. in actuality, right? And they have their own distinctness, and hence why they can separate when looked through a prism, even if they're all white light to begin with before you shine the light through the prism. I think that's really cool. Implications of the S energy field. Understanding the S energy field opens up possibilities. So first of all, explaining fundamental forces. The field might be the underlying mechanism connecting or differentiating fundamental forces. So to recap on what fundamental forces was, if I'm not mistaken, we were talking all the way back in chapter 3. So in chapter 3, we had discussed that, you know, the smaller things that what are even smaller than atoms. So an atom is made up of protons, neutrons, and electrons. And we went as far to talk about the elementary particles, which are the protons, neutrons, and electrons. But electrons are also part of the elementary particles alongside quarks and gluons. So we talked about this in chapter 3. So if you want to know about what that's all about, go and check that out. And we discussed how these are held together by what we called fundamental forces. And the 4 known fundamental forces that had been discussed were gravity, electromagnetism, strong nuclear force, and weak nuclear force. So the gravity attracts objects with mass towards one another. Electromagnetism, what it does, acts between electrically charged particles. This is, by the way, on page 21, if anybody happens to be reading. Strong nuclear force, what it does, holds protons and neutrons together in the nucleus. Weak nuclear force, what it does, responsible for radioactive decay and certain nuclear reactions. So those are the fundamental forces. So the understanding the S energy field opens up possibilities that explaining those fundamental forces that we just mentioned. The field might be the underlying mechanism connecting or differentiating fundamental forces. The universe's structure. It could influence the large-scale structure of the cosmos, affecting how matter is distributed, and new physics. Exploring this field might reveal new laws or principles governing higher dimensional spaces. Interessante. Okay, a bridge between dimensions. The S energy field serves as a bridge between the familiar 3-dimensional world and the 4th spatial dimension. By conceptualizing this field, we take a step closer to understanding how higher dimensions might operate and how they could impact our reality. And I love that all of this is all coming back down to reality, because as I said to you all, that I feel that science should always be something looked at in the lens of how it relates to our lives. Hence why I like the physical elements of science. Like I said, physical chemistry was always my favorite area of chemistry. Physics, it's all very physical. What we see, what we feel, what's tangible, what's there, and how it affects our reality and how we're understanding what's happening around us. So just like that, we found ourselves at the end of chapter 7. And just a little recap here, the key takeaways. Of course, the S energy field defined a higher dimensional field in the 4th spatial dimension that carries unique S energy signatures. So that's the S energy field defined. Binding mechanism, the field binds matter within a bubble, maintaining its structure in higher dimensions. Analogies used, we've got the ocean waves, the field as an ocean with waves representing signatures. Musical harmony, the field as an air carrying distinct musical note signatures. And then non-interference through orthogonality. Unique signatures prevent bubbles from interfering, maintaining independence. Potential for interaction. Changes in the field. So the idea that is there a possibility that we can get these things to react? If there's a changes in the field or signatures might allow bubbles to interact. Implications. Understanding the S energy field could provide insights into fundamental forces and the structure of the universe. So that is quite fascinating, isn't it? And chapter 8 is when bubbles interact. That's so interesting. So we can see here that there's a lot of really interesting stuff to discuss in terms of the universe, and I'm having a lot of fun. I don't know about you guys. I feel like I'm just nerding out over here. But I'm having a really good time with this and just kind of delving into all of this, what this is all about, where these theories came from, because I'd never heard of the bubble theory. And some of the questions I'd actually like to ask the author is, why the bubble theory of all the theories? So this is really fascinating. Anyways, you guys, that's that for today. How fascinating. And I have my reasons for why I'm looking into the fourth dimension, but I'm going to keep some of them to myself for now. But let's keep going. There's so much more to go and I'm so excited. So yeah, anyways, guys, like I said, if you want to check out the rest of the videos, if you've been really interested in all of this, full playlist is linked in the description box below. You can check out all the videos and an intro as to why we're doing this and my fascination with the dimensions of the universe. If you want to purchase the book for yourself or go and see more information about it, you can go and click on the link as well. It will be linked in the description box to check it out. If you have any questions, please throw them into the comments. Please let me know. Let's study together, everybody. I hope you're enjoying this, because if life's a game, let's play to win. God bless every single one of you guys watching this. Thank you so much for being here. God bless you all. God loves you. I love you. And I'll see you in my next one.